Okay, another part. Last part, no. We need to stop the cycle of trauma, okay, to another living being. Okay, just because we have been traumatized doesn't mean that we have to perpetuate the same trauma onto others. Okay, we can let go of this now. We can go into meditation. Yesterday, I cried all day long. I was not even able to make videos. I cried all day long because of my family, because of the trauma they have inflicted on me. They have they have not just ridiculed me and kept my self-esteem and my my self-security real low. They trampled on my self-security. They trampled on me, and they did it mainly through psychological torture, but they did it out of total ignorance. It wasn't in any way a deliberate act in order to cause me and all of us all these problems, with me yelling and screaming and throwing fits as a child already, getting into terrible anger, rage, and all these problems that my parents had to suffer from. Right? No, they didn't intend it. This is out of ignorance, this is out of their own ego activity, because they have never worked on their emotional issues. Never. Okay? They have never allowed themselves to be confronted with what's actually happening inside of them, with their own pain. No, instead, jealousy flares up, insecurity, sexism. Oh, we can't allow her to be smarter than us, and this entire thing. Yeah. And it's just being acted out on me, the child, the innocent being. Mostly on me. My brother was more or less like left in a safe corner, so to speak. He was the boy. So there's always this pride that goes into the boy, even in Western cultures, who think they have put religion past them and they are so advanced. No, they still have the whole entire program. The entire evangelical bullshit is still running their courses through their nervous system, and they think they have put it out all past them and left the church and before I was born and all of this, and they think they're atheists and agnostics, and they're still completely brainwashed in the same patterns. It just comes up here and there. It's still there in full force. It's never been dealt with. It's never been worked on. This stuff is so deeply entrenched in the nervous system, when it has never been questioned, when it has never been really questioned. It's been superficially questioned in terms of, let's replace this, let's use prestige and prestige pride and high society pride and academia. Let's use this instead of the other. Let's replace the one with the other. Okay, but the other one's still there. It's just a compounding process. And it vibrates on exactly the same frequency, of course, which is ego energy and pride, shame, jealousy, and wanting to dominate on these four biggies. So it's all the same. Exact same thing, the Muslim religion, exactly the same thing, and that even taken to psychopathic, criminal insanity heights, and And all of this comes to me in my dreams and in my visions and my meditation. I feel sorry for all of them. I don't use the word forgiving, because forgiving, it's kind of, I made videos before about this. Forgiving is like you stretch yourself out of proportions in order to give somebody permission almost to continue on their path and never hold them responsible, never hold them accountable. So I am not one of those. I hold people accountable. I understand their history. I understand where they're coming from. I understand that they have never worked on their issues, and they also never really have been given the opportunity to work on their issues. Other people are equally neurotic, so society keeps itself in that same neurotic pattern. It perpetuates itself this way. All people are just corrupting on that same frequency. How are they gonna be reminded, like tucked on the sleeve, and say, hey, wait a minute, the emperor has no clothes on, you're neurotic, this shit isn't going anywhere, no one is doing it. And then if someone is doing it, which I have always been, just by my mere existence, I have been some kind of reminding eye. Just my eye expression alone. That's why Paul said you have evil eyes, because he doesn't want my eyes to shine on him and look into every niche and every corner of his psychology. Okay, so that's gonna be always regarded as bad, evil. If you see us in the depths of our lies, then we are gonna get scot-free, and you're gonna be labeled the evil eye. You're gonna be labeled the accuser. And in Hebrew, accuser, the word for accuser is Satan. There we go, Satan. So we're labeled Satan, we're demonized if we see someone else's bullshit. Okay? The story of Ham in the Bible, pointed out by Derek Jensen in one of his books, that's a very eye-opening, revealing thing. Okay, who wrote that story? Not Jesus Christ. Okay, no, that was people later on who wanted to intimidate the public into never asking any questions, into never even seeing the bullshit of their own parents. Okay. So, and if they do, boy, they better be prepared for some kind of damnation. Okay, so question these things. Know where this incredibly awful stuff is coming from and who wrote it. And is in Islam, so it must be loaded with those kind of stories of intimidation and threat, and you better always repent to whatever, to Prophet Muhammad, or in the Christian religion, repent to Jesus. And I think, I don't know Muhammad, but I know that Jesus, definitely, he was a philosopher. He didn't want anyone to repent to him. Repent. What does it even mean? Repent. My pendulum swings back to you, so I surrender myself to you, or something like that. And they want the same from people for Prophet Muhammad. And then, who was the actual Prophet Muhammad? Probably nothing like that, what is being portrayed now in the Quran, right? So probably nothing like that. Probably has nothing to do with any of these stories. Okay? Was probably just somebody who was seeking help from the infinite cosmos. Okay? And then things get hijacked and pulled into the completely wrong direction. Okay, of dominating, jealousy, pride, and shame. Okay, so that's not going anywhere. And if people don't introspect and go into meditation and drop pride, shame, the need to dominate other living beings and the violence, okay, then the violence cycles will get perpetuated. Some dogs will get angry. Okay, we had a Great Dane who was still a stagnator soul. So abuse, and he came from a dysfunctional breeder, already been going through some trauma, obviously. And then when Paul got him, that was a long time before I met him, then the puppy was already aggressive because of the trauma. Okay, so doesn't happen that often. Most dogs, they become more aggressive later on when they're traumatized, but there are some puppies, as I talked about before, when they're traumatized, they may become very aggressive just in order to protect themselves. Okay, they're highly traumatized. And then there are some rare dogs, just as there are some rare humans who had been traumatized, but they never become aggressive. Okay, so those are more advanced souls, of course. But whether they're advanced souls or stagnator souls or beginner souls, baby souls, it doesn't matter, okay? We all have souls, and there's no difference in the soul between my soul and the soul of the Molassa, the Pakistani Mastiff, or the European Basset Hound, So our souls wander, they go through journeys, we come in many different existences back into existence, okay? And animals are equally important and precious as we are. They have to go through equal healing processes, psychological healing processes. Never ever, this is my mission, this is my message to the Pakistanis and people all over the world, okay? You have to end the cycle of suffering. It starts with you. Be kind to your Pakistani Mastiff. I read that the Pakistani Mastiffs are actually bred to be very kind dogs, very compassionate dogs, protective of the family's children, protective. They protect you. They give their lives to protect you. They love you unconditionally. Okay, give them love back. Okay, give them hugs, give them petting, give them food, give them water, fresh water, clean water at all times. Okay, give your love service to them. They give their protection service to you. Okay, we live with them in a symbiotic relationship. This is a loving relationship of giving, equal giving. Okay, and they are actually bred to be very kind-hearted and very gentle, actually very submissive. Okay. So, because a dog of that size and strength would be difficult to handle if they were a stagnator, so if they were not very advanced, if they were very hyper-reactive or very hyper self-protective and would go into aggression as a self-defense mechanism. So that's why they bred them to all be angels, angel souls, and give them reverence, give them your highest respect. They came here to this planet. Those are amazing living beings, gorgeous, okay, and beautiful and lovely. Okay, they deserve kisses on the mouth. They deserve hugs. They deserve to sleep next to you, in bed. But I guess I'm already from the future. But bring it towards that. Bring it into this into that future of love and kindness. It's up to you to, we can bring it and make it better. Create love,